Good morning, Jacksonville, back on the road, taking over the Urban Bean in Orange Park. Come see us.
We're still bringing you the latest in your local headlines.
And your most accurate, up-to-date forecast targeting where you live.
Plus the latest traffic information to get you to work and school on time.
And a look at what stories are buzzing here at home and nationally.
So stop on by and say hello. The coffee's on us.
Good morning, Jacksonville, live from Orange Park starts right now.
Oh man, it has been such a fun morning out here at Urban Bean in Orange Park so far. I'm Katie Jeffries.
And I'm Lou Turner. Yeah, we got the whole team here ready to go. We are live here until 7 o'clock with the normal GMJ, and then here hanging until 9. Come get some breakfast, get some coffee, and we got some great GMJ stuff to hand out as well, some thermoses, and I'm learning about the pop socket.
The pop socket, look at that.
Which I'm told by the millennials all around me that this is pretty awesome, so go come and get you one of those. We've also got Brooks Baptiste here with our buzz, Lana Harris as well, and weather and traffic, of course, here on the road. Mike Prangley and Lindsay Boach standing by with us. Let's go ahead and check in and get a look at our forecast with Mike.
Yes, hey, good morning. We got weather on a clipboard here, Lou, Katie. We got some condensation here. So that's the forecast today. We're going to start to feel the humidity a little bit more. We're waking up with temperatures in the 60s to 70 degrees right here on Park Avenue. So as we zoom in to your neighborhoods, check it out. We're talking about Ponte Vedra, a very warm start. Fog not a huge issue, but if you go out toward Keystone with temperatures in the 60s, there will be some patchy fog along Highway 301. We go back to North Kingsland, Georgia. Great job. Great shot up I-95 and a nice morning. We're going to have plenty of sunshine with that sunrise. And as we go into this afternoon, highs back in the middle 80s. Rain returns tomorrow. We'll time that out. But first, Lindsay Boach in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Good morning to all of you. Things are looking pretty good so far on the roadways this morning. No major issues to report. Seeing a little bit of a slowdown on 17, but that's just because the stoplight has turned red. So you'll expect that as we get into, especially closer to the 7 o'clock hour. Traveling downtown, just a reminder for you, Gator Bowl Boulevard is closed between Talleyrand and A. Philip Randolph. They're setting up for Rockville, so that'll be closed until next week, because they have to tear down everything that they set up for Rockville concerts this weekend. However, on 95, things are looking good as well. 13 minutes to go north from 295 downtown, 9 minutes if you're going south.
We are learning more about a man who was shot and killed in Riverside Sunday night.
It is a violent night in Duval. Had JSO homicide units with their hands full as they investigate two separate incidents.
This afternoon, right before 11, a few minutes before 11 o'clock, we got dispatched to a adult male being shot at the intersection of Parr and Brackridge.
All right, so it seems like on the evening news, and when you wake up with us every single morning on Good Morning Jacksonville, we're reporting some sort of shooting that has happened overnight as you're waking up. It's really not your imagination. It's becoming more and more of a problem. In fact, there are some new statistics out. Some 51 homicides have now been reported in Duval County. Not 51 murders per se, but we're talking about homicides. Very alarming nonetheless. In fact, an article by the Times-Union has shown that this is the deadliest it has been and the most violent it has been here for the last 13 years. Our camera Eppinger, in fact, was on the scene of a shooting just yesterday morning on Good Morning Jacksonville. He joins us live.
Lou, when you take a look at those numbers, it's evident that the crime that's happening on the streets of Jacksonville is still an issue. The latest homicide investigation, a woman was found shot, dead, and she was taken to the hospital. Search is still on for whoever pulled the trigger. With 51 homicides reported by JSO, this has been the most violent start to the year since 2006, according to the Times-Union. And although that number appears to be on the rise, Sheriff Mike Williams says the count for murders is actually less at 42. In response to the numbers, spokeswoman for Mayor Lenny Curry says next month the city is set to launch its Cure Violence Initiative, a program geared toward combating crime here on the First Coast. As far as the latest homicide investigation, right now the search is on for a shooter after a young woman was found shot inside an apartment last night on the city's west side. She later died at the hospital. The night before, a somewhat similar scene also on the west side off of Old Middleburg Road. A woman found dead inside a home where police suspect foul play. And if you have any information that can help police solve these crimes, you're urged to pick up the phone and call Crime Stoppers. We're now reporting live, Cameron Eppinger, First Coast News, on your side.
And coming up tonight at 11 o'clock, my Unsolved series returns. It's a series that we do to spotlight local cold cases. Now, In the story tonight, we're going to take you out to Columbia County, and we're going to talk about a murder that occurred more than 4 decades ago. Mark Brotherton was murdered during a robbery, but investigators have not given up on finding answers in that case.
But if I can at least go back and tell that family what happened and who did this, maybe I can give them some sort of closure and give them a chance, you know, to move on a little bit.
So investigators think the men that robbed and then shot Mark Brotherton, that they likely had done robberies before during this time 4 decades ago. So if you watch the full story tonight at 11 o'clock, we hope you watch and you share, because you might be the key to helping crack some of these cases. All right, your time is now about 6:36. Let's hit the fast lane right now. An armed and dangerous man may be on the streets of Jacksonville. So take a look at this picture. The FBI says that Cameron Leslie is wanted for murder in Chattanooga, Tennessee, but is believed to maybe be in the River City. So East Tennessee is about 500 miles from here, and Leslie's about 6 feet tall, about 180 pounds. That's his picture on the screen. If you have any information, please call police immediately.
All right, the St. Augustine Police Department investigating now after 3 cars were stolen, 1 burglarized at the Landing apartment complex. If you're familiar, no arrests have been made either. So police say 2 of the cars stolen had the keys left inside the vehicles as well. So a reminder, everyone, from St. John's Clay on up to Duval, do the 9 p.m. routine every night. If you know anything, give police a call.
And this Friday, Jag star running back Leonard Fournette, he is taking kids to the movies. Over 200 kids will get a chance to see Avengers Endgame with Fournette at Tinseltown. That'll be on 6:30 this Friday, and it's on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you're interested, make sure you get there early.
Hey, did you know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month? It is May 1st. Tonight in downtown Jacksonville, a new pop-up is going to open for mental health advocacy for millennials specifically. It's called The Living Room. It's located on North Laura Street. A safe place for people to open up about what's bothering them and to learn that, of course, you are not alone. So they'll only be there for a month. Again, it's a pop-up facility, but it is free to visit. You don't need to buy a ticket. Again, you can go and check it out for sure. Again, that's Laura Street.
She was screaming like a banshee, and I just yelled, "For Wakanda!"
And with that, a Riverside couple welcomes their baby girl into the world, and they did it right on Blanding Boulevard Monday morning. A baby was born right there. This is incredible. First Coast News exclusive. Bethany Russell and Michael Armano, they say that they were on their way to the hospital when Bethany's contractions kicked in. I mean, right on Blanding Boulevard in a flash, their little baby, Marina Rose Armano, was born. Now, doctors did meet the couple in the emergency lane to try and help them out. That soundbite, "For Wakanda," is, I think, the soundbite of the year so far.
Yep, that wins.
You can get this TCL 55-inch smart TV at Walmart for $498. The exact same TV is $349 at Target.
This is unbelievable to me. We had the Walmart versus Target showdown in Stay Up and Save last night. I thought for certain Walmart would have run away with this as far as being cheaper, saving more money. But with items like diapers and milk, you actually saved more money going to Target, at least in our experiment there. We should note, of course, that not every item at Target was cheaper than at Walmart. And it always seems when you go into Target, if you meant to get one thing, you come out with $50 and you spend $200 anyway. But we did find $150 in savings on our shopping list, Target versus Walmart, with Target on top. All a part of our Stay Up and Save series. We hope you continue to watch because we have another showdown tonight at 11 o'clock. We're going Amazon versus brick and mortar. What saves you the most money? All right, let's get a check of our buzz with Brooks Baptiste. Good morning, Brooks.
Hey, good morning to you guys. Yeah, it is a big day, of course, always for trending news, but we have to talk about this tech news. We got to kick the buzz off with that. Samsung, they're switching it up. They're getting kind of fancy on us, and you know why? Because they're creating a vertical TV. Let's get right to it. So here's the buzz. The 43-inch TV is designed to pivot between horizontal and vertical configurations, and Samsung says that it's called the C-Roll, and it was designed with millennials in mind so that they can enlarge their smartphone content on a vertical screen, and it goes on sale in South Korea Korea at the end of May for about $1,600, but Samsung hasn't said yet if the Zero is coming to the United States. And also trending this morning, last week we told you about Clay County Deputy Courtney Altstadt, who is battling stage 3 breast cancer. Well, here's some good news. Turns out she's doing well after her double mastectomy, and her story has gained national attention, with many using the hashtag #CourtneyCan. And this week she got her final tooth removed, but we have to show you these recent pictures from the Guns N' Hoses event. Yes, she was scheduled to fight prior to her diagnosis, but she had to sit this one out as she gives breast cancer the real TKO. We'll be keeping her in our prayers indeed. And Las Vegas, hey, that's going to be the place to be tonight for music fans, but if you're like me, you can't be there, all good, because you can catch all of the action on TV. Music's biggest stars will be out in full force for Billboard Music Awards tonight on NBC, and Kelly Clarkson, she's going to be hosting the show for the second time. Now you can expect some performances from Taylor Swift, Madonna, the Jonas Brothers, and Mariah Carey, who will receive the Icon Award. And again, that's happening tonight only on NBC at 8 o'clock. And you know what? I'm kind of interested to see how the Jonas Brothers are going to do. I haven't heard from them in a long time, so we'll see that. All right, Mike Prankley standing by with a check of your forecast. Good morning to you, Mike.
Good morning, and hey, I want to give a special shout out to Amy. I got to meet your fine husband Todd out here at the Urban Coffee House, and it's just a great time off Park Avenue in Orange Park. We're talking about a beautiful day, mid to upper 80s. Now, if you have relatives coming to town this weekend like Amy does, we do have some rain. That would be Friday, and I think most of the rain should be before 8 p.m. and then again Sunday afternoon. So we've got a nice open window for all those plans and for Jacksonville to be transformed into Rockdeville, because we're going to have some great music to jam to. So notice plenty of sunshine to start May, but again, we could have some rain as early as late tomorrow and especially on Friday. Now let's get to Lindsay, bringing the smile and the sunshine in the VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
All right, thank you, Mike. So far the roads this morning looking pretty good. Starting to see those normal builds up though as we get closer to that 7 o'clock hour. If you're traveling out toward the beaches on Beach, Atlantic, JTB, things are all looking pretty good there. No major issues on your roadways this morning, which is always some good news. A little bit of a slowdown as we get closer to the downtown area, traveling on I-10, normally taking you about 4 minutes, right now taking you about 6 minutes. That speed limit slowed down just a little bit because of the congestion there. Otherwise, though, things are looking pretty good, about 16 minutes from 301 all the way downtown.
Lindsay, thank you so much. We're live here at the Urban Bee in Orange Park. I just realized I have my lid off my coffee, and the steam has been rising. I'm getting like a little fog machine effect for you. I'm not sure if you're seeing that on TV.
I'm more
with
worried
Katie,
you're going to spill it without your lid.
It's a very dramatic look. Never a bad time to clean up your act.
That's right. That's why all week we've been helping you kind of declutter your life, do a little spring cleaning. So when we come back, we're going to talk about how to declutter books and paper.
Lana checking out a unique place to go camping here in Clay County as we shift our focus to this side of the river. You're going to feel like the Swiss Family Robinson. Stay right there.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Urban Bean. Look at all the people who are here. Oh man, what a turnout. We've loved seeing you guys come in and out, saying hi to the people. And I've got something really cool to tell you about. Chances are a lot of you guys have gone camping before, right? Well, here in Clay County, you can actually go camping in a tree house. I guarantee you've never experienced anything like that before unless you had a tree house when you were a kid. So it's an experience like none other. There are 9 tree houses at Camp Chewinwa, and each one has 4 bunks. They're all screened in, so you'll just need to bring your own bedding. You can do an overnight rental for 1 tree house for $35 or rent all 9 for $315. And they're pretty cool. They were actually ranked one of the top 30 tree houses in the country by Parade Magazine. We're told people come from all over the country to camp here. It's so unique. It's affordable. It has a bathhouse, a shared kitchen, a fire pit. You can go kayaking and swimming at the facility as well. So there's lots of activities. And really just a cool way to be a part of nature and see wildlife up close.
You really are sleeping amongst the trees. It's not necessarily built in the trees, but it definitely gives you that elevated experience, and there's nothing like them.
So again, this is Camp Chewinwa in Green Cove Springs. Really cool. If you didn't have a tree house when you were a kid like me, man, it's an experience you gotta try out. People come from all over the country to do it. So you gotta check that out next time you're here. Here in Green Cove Springs, I'm Lana Harris, First Coast News on your side.
Thank you so much, Lana. So we're continuing our look at how you can declutter your life with the KonMari method. So yesterday we looked at clothes. Today, let's take a look at books and paper.
Next category to declutter with the KonMari method is books. Get all of your books out, just like you did with your clothes, and pile them up. Then go book by book and decide. If you want to keep it, keep it. If you've never read it, donate it. And if you're telling yourself, maybe I might read it at some point, and sometimes usually means never, be honest with yourself. Your second category today is paper. I mean, who else still has copies of their bills from 2010? Break it down into 3 categories. Number 1, papers that need to be dealt with immediately, like a letter or a bill. Deal with it and be done. Number 2, papers that you only need for a limited amount of time, like school papers. Find an organized place to put them. And number 3, papers that need to be kept indefinitely, like a birth certificate or your insurance forms. Find a good spot for those, maybe a waterproof box. Books and papers can pile up fast, so don't be afraid to kiss those items goodbye.
So we're gonna keep decluttering with you all week long, and tomorrow we're gonna talk about what's called kimono, which is like all the stuff in your garage, your kitchen, things like that.
Not the dragon, not the Komodo dragon.
Not the Komodo dragon.
Got it. Fair enough. All right, let's get a check of our forecast now. Meteorologist, storm expert Mike Prangley just outside on the porch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm giving the forecast here to people waiting in the car in traffic. How you doing? We got a great sunny day here. We're on Park Avenue and Orange Park here, and I'm spreading the good news. We got the Seize the Sunshine forecast today, and speaking of that, it's perfection. I want to thank Lauren Rautenkranz, our other great meteorologist down at the station, with sharing that beautiful picture. 6:43 a.m. on that sunrise, and we've got a great sunset at 8:04. But we're going to see those clouds start to increase in this forecast. So the big event, the Shrimp Festival, one of my favorites of the year at Amelia Island. Now, it's not going to be totally rain-free. Friday, there will be a few scattered showers around with a low pressure coming up from the Bahamas. Saturday, those are day, scrumptious shrimp and sunshine. Oh, yes, a big open window of dry weather. That includes Jekyll Island if you want to go up there and play a little golf. Sunday, that's when our main front comes through with our next chance of rain after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. One thing to note here, yes, there's that big moisture plume. Some of the models showing about an inch, maybe an inch and a half of rain. So there's a lot of farmers that need the water, and I do think we have some good chances of rain that we really need, okay, as we go into Friday. In fact, tomorrow, we could even have a late day shower or storm pop. So beginning late tomorrow, Friday, and especially Sunday, we get some of that needed rain, but we also have that open window for the Shrimp Festival and also Rock DeVille this weekend in Jacksonville. Now let's get to Lindsay Boach rocking it out here in the Urban Bean Coffee House. It's a great morning, isn't it, Lindsay?
It is great. We're in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center on the road this morning. We got 17 right behind me, traveling up to speed, slowing down just a little bit as we get those red lights, but other than that, things are looking pretty good. Over towards the Dames Point Bridge, no major issues there either. Haven't seen any accidents actually this morning, which is really good for 6:50 in the morning. So from Atlantic to 95, that'll take you about the standard 11 or 12 minutes. Your big 3 travel times this morning, 95, I-10, 295, all looking pretty good. Starting to slow down a little bit on I-10, but that's normal for this time of the morning. Usually by now it takes you about 8 minutes, so we're right on track for that. 11 minutes to get you over the Buckman Bridge.
Your time is 6:51. When we come back, your GMJ on the go, all your top headlines to get you guys out the door. Your time now is 6:53. Time to get your GMJ on the go as we make our way through this Wednesday morning out here. So our first story here, we begin with a spike in the homicide rate in Jacksonville.
Just the last 4 months alone have been the deadliest now in Duval County in more than a decade. Cameron Leppinger on your side right now with these alarming statistics.
I'm Cameron Leppinger. The search is on for a shooter after a woman is gunned down on the west side inside an apartment complex. Police do not have a suspect description, so they're urging anyone with information to come forward by using Crime Stoppers. We're now reporting from Jacksonville, Cameron Leppinger, First Coast News, on your side.
It's been a hot story on our Facebook page, and frankly, it's been a bit controversial. The shooting of a dog by an off-duty deputy here in Clay County at a very public park has sparked a lot of conversation. In fact, we had the sheriff on, Daryl Daniels, to discuss this. Here's just some of what he had to say live here a little bit earlier on Good Morning Jacksonville.
There was no violation of policy, no violation of state statute, but I can sympathize and empathize with all pet owners out there.
So you can watch that full interview right now and see the whole thing, about 4 minutes worth, on firstcoastnews.com and our social media pages.
A former student at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte is in custody after a deadly shooting on campus. 2 people died and 4 others were injured after the shooting started inside a classroom. Now, there's much more on this developing story coming up on the Today Show and Good Morning America.
So right now, an armed and dangerous man may be right here in Jacksonville. The FBI says Cameron Leslie is wanted for murder in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and is believed to be here in our River City. If you have any information, you need to call police right away.
And a job fair happening at the Prime Osborne a little bit later on this morning, so make sure you bring your resumes, you head out that way. We expect hundreds of different jobs to be available when you go there. So again, that's at the Prime Osborne a little bit later on today. Starts at 10 a.m.
So last night we had our Stay Up and Save series continue. It was Walmart versus Target. I thought Walmart would win, and boy was I wrong. The experiment proved that Target was actually a little bit cheaper. Tonight we continue our Stay Up and Save with a look at Amazon versus the good old-fashioned brick and mortar. I don't know.
Surprise there, Lou.
It is. I'm shocked because every time I go to Target, I spend $200 just on nothing. I don't know what I did. What happened?
Lou, that happens wherever you go.
Everywhere. Going to Publix twice a day, that'll happen as well. Mike Prangley has been oddly massaging my shoulders here behind me. And
it is
sneaking up on me.
We're going to be massaging in sunshine today. We got a great forecast. It's so great meeting all the folks from Orange Park, from Callahan, from Mandarin. High temperatures, mid-80s. Get out there and enjoy. No rain until late tomorrow.
Yeah, no major issues on your roadways this morning. Just a normal slowdown on I-10 as you get towards the downtown area, but that's expected as we get closer to September.
Oh, it's been so much fun out here today.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Come join us. We're here till 9 o'clock, and we're here every half hour as well, checking in with you. We'll see you at noon as well. Have a great day, everybody.